Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to a very, very special edition of the Plate Exchange. As for those of you who follow our On the Ring Apron channel, you know that Plate Exchange is a special segment that I do whenever we have a title change and we have the ability to put new plates on our championship belts. But tonight may be one of the more special ones because tonight a championship did change hands, but not the way that we're normally used to. For those of you who did not watch Raw this evening and have somehow stayed away from your social media and yet, weirdly enough, are watching our show right now, I'm going to give you about 5 to 10 seconds to move away from the camera to make it to where you don't get any spoilers. But the way I see things, it's almost impossible for you to have avoided the news because it's been not just on the wrestling world, but like People Magazine, USA Today, others have made a huge notice of all the big news coming out tonight to open Raw. As you can see in front of us, we have the Raw Women's Championship, which for the last 399 days has been held by the man, Becky Lynch. But tonight, that title goes home with someone else for the first time in over a year, as we have a new Raw Women's Champion in the Empress of Tomorrow, I guess now the Empress of Today, and now we can call her Grand Slam Asuka. But it was not being done by her cashing in her Money in the Bank. It was not done by her beating Becky Lynch in a wrestling match. It was through the ever special news that Becky Lynch is expecting her first child, which of course is an amazing moment. I'm a proud parent of two. My beautiful wife holding the camera right now. You know, we've got two beautiful kids. They annoy the living crap out of us at times, but you know, parenthood is a joy in of itself, and it's going to be greater than any championship she's ever won. So, you know, obviously we want to make sure that, you know, we give her all the best success from us to her. I don't know if she'll ever see this, but, you know, we want to make sure that Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, you know, Daddy Seth, you know, taking the time to wish you both congratulations. But we do have a little business to handle, so with that, anyone who watched our original video knows that we do have the Asuka plates from when they were the women's tag team champions. They lost those at WrestleMania. So for the first time in just about 400 days, the Becky Lynch plates will be coming off the Raw Women's title. We have it signed also, by the way. So thought that was a neat little note there. And adding some new plates onto our belt. Couple of interesting notes as I get the plates off here. Of course, Becky Lynch, the longest reigning Raw Women's champion in the history of the belt, which has existed for several years now. She was champion for 399 days before making the official announcement tonight. The title goes over to Asuka, who basically, for all intents and purposes, the storyline states that she gave up her Money in the Bank contract tonight in exchange for winning the Women's Championship. I guess you could see it off as you know, Asuka cashing in at a time in which Becky Lynch, you know, is unable to medically compete, so therefore she wins the title either by, you know, forfeiture or, you know, whatever you want to call it. But officially, she becomes the champion. So with that, the Becky Lynch plates come off the belts, and one has to wonder if when we'll see those on a belt again. I have a feeling it may be, you know, sooner rather than later. Get those placed in here, and coming out will be the Asuka plates. It's not the first time that we've seen these on here. They were previously on our women's tag team titles, and now they'll go onto the Raw Women's Championship. With this, Asuka actually becomes the oldest champion to have ever held this particular title. She is 38 years old. Sure doesn't look it, does she?
Nope.
But, you know, she ends up becoming the oldest champion by winning it tonight. And also that historical moment, although I would probably dare to say this is not the way she envisioned doing so, by getting the Raw Women's Championship tonight, Asuka, of course, as we noted earlier, becomes the second Grand Slam champion of the women's division. That is a person who has won the Raw Women's title, SmackDown Women's title, the NXT Women's Championship, and the tag team titles. The only other person to hold that distinction is the current SmackDown champion, Bayley. And now the argument comes into play about, you know, most decorated champion, because you do have, you know, each of them holding the 4 championships in their careers. both of them also having a Money in the Bank win. But the one thing that Asuka has that Bayley does not is a Royal Rumble victory. So now the argument officially begins, and how long will Asuka hold the title? I don't know. But everything that we have seen from her does indicate, of course, she is a fighting champion. And a lot of people, looked at her title run when she won the SmackDown title over a year ago, and then it was taken away from her by Charlotte to set up the main event of WrestleMania 35. A lot of people felt she was kind of, that was kind of a messed up move to not only remove the title off of her, but then she ended up being in the pre-show later that night, or at WrestleMania. So, I think it's a nice fitting play that Asuka ends up being the one to win the championship off of her. So, with that, we officially have the plate exchange here. So that way we now have the Raw Women's Championship on Asuka. And with that being the case, one special last note here, and Key, if you wouldn't mind letting me have the phone. I want to make sure that we take the time to appropriately give congratulations to our respective champions. So, normally I don't have a guest join me here on Plate Exchange, but I feel like tonight that does need to happen. So give her just a moment. I'm actually going to see if we can flip this thing, make this a lot easier. Yeah, we can, actually. That makes things a lot easier. So with that being the case, congratulations out to our now former Raw Women's Champion. She goes from the man to the mom. And, obviously, just like everyone else, we're sad to see her go. Hopefully it's not goodbye, it's see you later. But, from all of us, again, we hope maybe you'll see this. Congratulations to you, Becky. Congratulations, Seth. Parenthood changes a lot of things, and I promise you there's a lot more good of it than, anything else. So y'all are going to be amazing parents. They're going to have the coolest parents in the world. That kid's already blessed before he or she even gets here. So you guys, stay safe out there as you always have. A very special plate exchange tonight. Join us on Friday for our usual On the Ring Apron. Obviously, we'll have something very fun to talk about. I'm sure this will no doubt make the scene here. But anyway, you guys have a great night. Congratulations again to Becky and to Seth, and also congratulations to Asuka, our newest Grand Slam champion and new Raw Women's champion. Y'all have a good night.
Night.